There is no war so hateful to the gods as a war between kin, and no war so bloody as a war between dragons.
House of the Dragon Season 2 teaser trailer is finally out. In this video, I'm going to do a quick review of the teaser trailer now and will post my details you might have missed video in a couple of days where I will discuss each frame in detail. So stay tuned for that. Greetings Throne Watchers. I've already discussed which events will happen in which episode in my House of the Dragon Season 2 spoiler videos, and in this trailer you can see the completed versions of those scenes. So let's begin. The trailer begins with Rhaenyra looking out at the sea and we hear the voice of Otto saying,
"Errors were made in the hours following King Viserys' death."
It gives the feeling that he probably regrets some of his decisions. If that's the case, I think he either regrets antagonizing Alicent or he regrets not being able to kill Rhaenyra and Daemon when he had the chance. Which actions do you think Plotto regrets? And thank you Shayna Marie for that perfect nickname. Plotto is a perfect nickname for the scheming Otto. Then we see a smug Aegon walking towards the Iron Throne. This scene probably takes place in the first place where we'll get to see him sitting on the Iron Throne for the first time. Then we see an angry Daemon picking up his helm and leaving. He is wearing an armor, so he is probably going to a battle. The background makes me think of Driftmark more. I can't tell where he is from the background, but if I had to guess, I think he is either at Driftmark or at Dragonstone. Maybe Daemon will go to Driftmark to meet Corlys. What do you think? Then Alicent says to Plotto,
"The war be fought."
And we see a glimpse of the Black's camp. You can see Rhaenyra's new sigil, which I've already discussed in my House of the Dragon Season 2 no spoilers video. The Black's camp is followed by the Hightower army. You can see the Hightower banner clearly. Then we see the Black's army standing in a line. They are carrying the banners of Rosby and Stokeworth. This battle will take place in episode 4, A Dance with Dragons. You can watch my full spoiler video for more details. Then we see a troubled Plotto staring at the flames. That's probably where he talks about the mistakes that were made. And Alicent says,
"Many will die."
Then we see some boats on the sea. My guess is these are the dragon seeds arriving at either Dragonstone or Driftmark. Probably at Dragonstone. What do you think? Then we see Sir Criston Cole beheading someone on a beheading block. Sir Criston is wearing the hands chain now, which means he is the hands of the king in this scene. So Plotto is no longer Aegon's hand, at least in this scene. Then we see the small council ball rolling and King Aegon is sitting next to it. He was probably the one who set the ball spinning in the first place, which kind of shows disrespect for the previous traditions, as the previous small council used it for talks and everything. And then Alicent says,
"And the victor will eventually ascend the throne."
And then we see Aegon sitting on the Iron Throne wearing the Conqueror's crown, and then we see Rhaenyra in Dragonstone wearing Viserys' crown. You can see two metal dragon head clasps on each of her shoulders. It feels like she wants to remind everyone that she is a dragon. The pendant on her necklace looks like an arrowhead with 3 drops, probably of blood. They seem like red drops to me. Could it be her vow of vengeance or something? What do you think? We'll discuss it in more detail in my full breakdown video. And then we see Alicent blowing out a match. She was probably at the sept lighting candles for a certain someone. I think this scene will take place in either in episode 2 or 3. Then we see Sir Adam of the Hull looking up at sea smoke flying over his head. I don't want to give out any major spoilers, so I won't say more here, but the book readers already know what will happen. Then we see a dragon flying over sea. At first, I thought it was Melis because it had red wings, but upon a closer look, Melis's tail is smooth, but this dragon's tail is scaly and has sharp points in it. That's why I think this might be our second glimpse of King Aegon's dragon, Sunfire. Then we see the Black's army marching towards a grassy field. You can see the sigil of House Darklyn on their banners and on their shields. Then we see Rhaenyra saying,
There is no war so hateful to the gods.
Followed by a clip of the Black Council. In this clip, Rhaenyra and Sir Eric are standing near the painted table, while Daemon and Princess Rhaenys are sitting. This clip is followed by a clip of Lord Corlys, and then we see Daemon swinging down his sword with a weirwood tree in the background. Judging by the angle, it seems like Daemon is beheading someone in a place where there is a heart tree. Can you guess which place this is? I have an idea. Then we see Aemond walking towards the Iron Throne, and there might be a storm outside as the lightning lights up the throne room. I think this scene might take place in episode 5. I've already explained my reasons in the spoiler video. Then we see some black-robed riders escorting some people in a frozen land. My guess is these are the men of the Night's Watch escorting new recruits, aka the criminals joining the Night's Watch, to a castle on the wall. I'll discuss it in more detail in my breakdown video. Then we see Alice Rivers staring at the God's Eye. I wonder if she is looking towards the Isle of the Faces. Then Rhaenyra's voice says,
It's a war between kin.
And then we see Rhaenyra and Syrax on a beach. Rhaenyra has a scar on her left cheek and is looking hatefully or emotionally towards someone who in the next shot turns out to be a dragon rider. It's really hard to tell who they are because the dragon isn't recognizable. But my guess is this is Jace and Vermax. But I can't be sure. Which dragon do you think it is? Then we see the dragon pit and the red keep from a new angle. After that, we see Princess Helena in a black veil looking up at the sky, probably looking at a dragon. There are golden dots flying around, which could either be the sparks of a fire or dust or something. What do you think it is? Then we see a procession in the streets of King's Landing where a herald is beating a drum. In the next shot, we see some riders running through a green field and then through the forest. The rider in the forest looks like a king's guard, probably Sir Criston Cole. Then we see a battle scene and a dragon fire burning some soldiers with Rosby shields. So I think this might be a green dragon because the dragon is burning soldiers from House Rosby and House Rosby is fighting for the blacks. Then Princess Rhaenys says to Rhaenyra,
No war so bloody as a war between dragons.
Rhaenyra was probably talking to Rhaenys in her earlier dialogues. Then we see Princess Rhaena on a dragon shrieking at someone, or probably shrieking with grief. It's hard to tell. After that, we see the riots in King's Landing. A man grabs Alicent while a King's Guard is trying to escort her to safety, while the other King's Guards are trying to protect her. I've already discussed this riot scene in my spoiler video. Then we see a clip of a young soldier pulling out a sword, followed by a clip of some men burning at night. It's hard to tell whether they are soldiers or just innocent men. Then we see Daemon in his battle armor. Caraxes also seems prepared for war, as he also seems to be wearing an armor on his saddle. Then we see someone holding a knife to Helena's throat. Those who have read the books already know which scene it is. This scene will take place in the first episode of season 2. Then we see Sir Criston Cole killing a soldier falling off a horse, and Sir Eric or Sir Arik fighting someone. It's hard to tell which of the twins it is based on their background, because the background could either be the Red Keep or the Dragonstone. Then we see back-to-back shots of Aemond and Rhaenyra flying on their dragons while to control their dragons through the reins, followed by the shot of Vhagar flying over the battlefield. Vhagar's wings have lots of holes in them. I have discussed this scene in my spoiler video as well. I'll now take a screenshot of each frame and then we'll study each and every one of them in detail. After that, I will discuss all the teeny tiny details you might have missed in my next video, which I'll post a couple of days later. House of the Dragon Season 2 will return in summer 2024. So, what do you think of this trailer? If you like this video, please hit the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. 7 blessings to you.